and never run. And understand the man's work is never done. Keep your composure, never lose your integrity. Put the world on your shoulders, listen, you better be an honest man, a hard worker, and a good father. I work hard, but I play harder than right. We go hard and we give it hell and we do it well. And God knows I'm off-road and you can tell. I'm proud to be American made every day. Nothing foreign, Dodge Ford or Chevrolet. It's in my blood, get in the mud, pursue my calling. Call me crazy, I let the babies do the crawling. We go extreme, backyard NASCAR. We live fast and we crash hard.
You gotta get it before it's gone, cause everybody wants to be the king on the throne. So I would never stop, and hell no, gotta make it to the top, so let's go. The road ahead's very long, when it gets rough, I buckle up and finish strong. Yeah, I would never stop, and hell no, gotta make it to the top, so let's go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Topp eSports for the championship race here at Las Vegas. I'm Brad Kirby, and I'm joined by my co-partner here, Byron Jones, who is having just a small technical difficulty with our SDK. He's just working on it before we get gridded up here, and then he'll join me very, very shortly. But we're here. It's all come down to this. 16 races. This is number 17. It's been a long road to get here. We have 6 drivers now going for the championship tonight, and it's going to be awesome. So we're going to see all these guys battle it out, And thanks, Lil Zerk, for following tonight. Make sure you get out into the stream on our Twitch, on our YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. You'll be up on the stream there, of course. And we're about to start gridding up here. Gonna take a look at our grid tonight and see how they stacked up after qualifying. But now I'm ready for these guys to head off and do 100 laps of hard racing. As we take a look at the grid here, Sean Kazitstra is going to roll off first. One of our playoff contenders here, one of the number 6. Joe Tardif to his outside. Taking a look in row 2, we have Rule Thane and Sheldon Fettig to his outside. Both are in the top 6 as well. Richard Suddeth, sudden death, and Tony Wrestler in the top 6. Trevor Zelazny and Robert Doig. Seven Crawford and Dom Previte are going to round out the top 10 tonight. And just taking a look at the rest of the field, seeing where they stack up, it's going to be Brian Kaufman and Bobby Narberg rounding out the field tonight. Fireball Woody actually starting 15th. Going to take a provisional. So, man, again, I can't say it enough here, but 17 races now. This is going to be 17, and we have a number 1 or a top 6 guy in first, and we have a non-top 6 guy in first, and they both want to win this race tonight. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. We get fired off here. Pace Car is letting these guys around, and of course, thank you to all of our sponsors this year. Just want to take a shout out, or take a minute to shout out Graham Construction, Beef Jerky Unlimited, Fairfield Motorsports. Head on over to Fairfield Motorsports, check them out. All the guys that have jumped on board, Martin Sports, Peaches Gentlemen's Club, the 4141 show, and more. Thank you all for if you've sponsored one race or if you've sponsored them all. And as you can see, they're doubling up down here. Pace lights are off. 46 and the 48 gonna take them to the green flag tonight. 100 laps, 4 sets of tires, 70% fuel, and only 1 fast repair for these guys, as they are all going for that championship win, and it's whoever's going to win this race basically that's going to come out on top tonight, I think. Pace car is about to duck off here. As we remind you, check out Topp eSports and Topp eSports 2 for all your good racing action. We're not going anywhere after this season. We will be back. Pace car is ducking off into pit road. We're about to go green here on a Tuesday night. And looks like green flag is out. Barney, the flagman, has it in his hand. We are green here at Las Vegas. Sean Kazistra takes the green, and he's got a nice commanding lead. Rule Thane looking to get on his inside before turn 1. Looks like he's going to get the spot, so give the top spot to Rule Thane going through 1 and 2. Joe Tardif losing about 3-4 positions, being on that outside. 95 of Richard Suddeth losing a spot to the 233 of Tony Wrestler, and looks like he's going to go up high with Joe Tardif pulling him along. Gonna give Joe the 4th position back as they head down and complete lap number 1. It's Rule Thane, Sean Kazitstra, Tony Wrestler, Joe Tardif, and Trevor Zelazny, your top 5 tonight. Heading down the backstretch here on lap 2, Rule Thane, Sean Kazitstra, 1 and 2. Sean is going to fight for that position all night long. We know his driving style. Looking back a little bit farther in the field, we got a big gaggle of cars here for about the top 7th position. As you see, Levi McCarty taking the bottom lane under 7. Crawford going to take that position, move Levi up 3 into the 8th spot. 7 Crawford gonna be right where he started in 9th. Robert Doig behind him in 10th. Anthony Zirkle fighting up 1 position there, back in 11th. Dom Previte sitting there in 12th position, right behind him, looking to get the draft, looking for more positions here. As you see at the back here, we got the 2 gentlemen of the field, Mr. Fireball Woody and Bobby Narberg. The 2 of the best in iRacing, fantastic gentlemen. Helped out this Topp eSports helped out the leagues tremendously throughout these 2 seasons. We can't thank them enough. Especially Woody being on our owner / admin team here. So great to see them out on this final race here. And you can catch Woody live with me tomorrow night for the Graham Construction Truck Series finale right here at Las Vegas again for 90 laps. We're going to take a look back up front here as there's still a big battle for the top 5 positions. Trevor Zelazny wants that 4th place position over Joe Tardif. Joe Tardif saying, no way, Jose. Gonna make him work for it as they come off of turn number 4. Trevor Zelazny gonna get the inside run on Joe Tardif going down the front stretch. Give 4th place to Trevor Zelazny. Up front, it is still Rule Thane. Now with a half a second lead over Sean Kazitstra. Maybe wore out those tires a little bit. Now you have Tony Wrestler fighting hard behind him. Might be proving that that new Fanatec is doing some good tonight because he is putting a heck of a show on already. As you see a little farther back in the field, we still have a big fight on for 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th position right now on the field. Everybody's starting to get single filed out here as we are on lap number 6 already of this 100 lap race, and fuel is going to become an issue here probably around lap 30 with a 70% fuel load, so watch for that. Some guys in the back might be taking advantage of maybe running a little bit softer of a run this first run, maybe taking a bigger chance on the fuel for later on, but right now Rule Thane is putting a bigger distance on Sean Kazitstra. This is now 0.6 of a second, and now Sean Kazitstra looks like he's got some company as that 233 is diving to his inside going into 3 and 4, and give the second spot to that 233 as we come across the line, completing lap number 7 onto lap number 8. Tony Wrestler in that second place, but Sean Kazitstra gonna make a move back on the outside, coming on strong, but just doesn't have the tires to do it. And Tony Wrestler is going to be able to get comfortably into that second spot. As you see, Trevor Zelazny not far behind there, still stalking that top 3. A little farther back, Richard Sudduth, 95-18 of Levi McCarty, still battling up there, made it into 7. Seven Crawford now made it into 8th place.
Just pull me in when you want.
You're good.
Obviously,
you're live, buddy.
Out.
You're with me.
Well,
ladies and gentlemen, Byron Jones has joined me in the booth. How you doing, Byron?
I'm doing excellent. Obviously, SDK not working out the way I thought it would tonight, so we're gonna have to roll with the plan and how it is. But man, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, just watching this fantastic race already. No cautions. We just completed lap number 9 on to 10, and Rule Thane, it's just his show right now. But man, I'm looking at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now, and it's a fight. It's anybody's race. Sean Kazitstra looks like he had lost 2nd for a little bit, but now he is fighting back on the inside. But Trevor Zelazny's getting that nice little pull there.
Yeah, obviously Vegas, one of those tracks that loves to eat up your tires very, very early into the race. I would say about 15-20, we may starting to see that effect in these guys. But you were talking about the huge battle going on as you see 233 of Tony trying to stay on the outside. One of those round of 6, yeah, you can put it round of 6 playoff contenders, finding himself currently battling for that P2 position between him, Sean Kazitstra, and Trevor, which are also a part of it if I stand corrected. So guys all fighting for the position. Actually, take that back. Trevor was not able to squeak in last week, but Tony was. Last guy to get in. Now he's got a shot at winning it all tonight, man. He's looking hot right now.
Oh, for sure. As we're taking a look on board of the 23 of Trevor Zelazny right now, getting by both Tony Wrestler and Sean Kazitstra now, and setting sail for that first place of Rule Thane. Man, he's already up 5 positions already, Byron. Does Trevor have a strong car? Do you think he's got a race-winning car tonight? I mean, he's not in the top 6. I don't think it matters, but, you know, I'm sure he wants to win it on pride.
Oh, yeah, a win always is a win, no matter what, to these drivers. They want to win. it just gives them even more of a reason now that they're out of that run to say, hey, you know what, screw it, I'm not in it, I'm going for the win. That's what I need at this point. This is what I want to prove. I had the speed, just got screwed over last week, and obviously that's what he's trying to prove right now. One of the faster guys that we've had in this league, they put up in not that long ago, there was 5 of us that went in for the Dash for Cash. You were involved in that, I was, but alongside Trevor, Levi, and Seven Crawford. Levi and Seven are both out in the field too alongside Trevor. Trevor was able to get the win there. Judging by the way he's running tonight, he may be able to give Rule a run for his money. But right now, the gap's sitting at almost a second, a little over it. Trevor trying to close it, but with the help of the 46, may be able to close that down just a little bit more. Man, that 233 Tony Wrestler is falling off a lot now, back to P6.
Yeah, I was just taking a look back there and seeing Levi. He's basically steadily making his way up now, up 6 positions, and I think he's got a long run car here. He didn't obviously have the qualifying run that he wanted, but he's proving that he can save those tires early, so it might be coming to him later on in this race. It might be beneficial for the end of this thing if it stays green.
Yeah, 100 laps, that's a lot for these drivers, knowing that they got to be able to make those tires and fuel last within that. 70% fuel, of course, are one faster pair that everybody gets in case a wreck is to happen. But wow, I keep looking back at that 233. He's dropping like a box of rocks. We were talking about tires being used very, very early into this race, so at least you were talking about how much they could come into effect. I think they're already starting to come into effect for a select few drivers, as now he's falling back to 9th place, and he's still dropping. He's got to figure out something. He's got to figure it out fast.
Yeah, for sure. He's maybe thinking, if it were me, I'd be changing the brake bias a little bit about all you can do, but I mean, some of these drivers put a ton of time into the setup, or putting a lot of laps in during practice. Some of these guys only put a few in, and they might be fast for a few laps, but you know, it's the consistent drivers that are going to be up front at the end of the race, the ones that can save their tires, obviously. And I think the guy that can manage the top lane the best is going to be the guy that's up there at the end for sure.
Oh yeah, of course, the guy that can run that top lane, be that top lane. Yeah, like you said, he's got to be able to navigate all parts of the track, and obviously Rule's proven to be that guy right now that can navigate all parts of the track, as he is just gliding across that bottom. As you see 23 of Trevor slid up just a tad. Looked like he was about to get into the wall alongside the 46 of Sean Kashirta. By the way, apologies to all those out watching and you're hearing us like talking about random people. SDK decided it did not want to work today, so we'll have to get that one fixed for sure before next season. But yeah, a lot of guys, a lot of big names are coming into play right now. It's just, I think it's too early to sort of guess and tell who can sort of do what they need to. But Sean Kashirta trying to stay consistent. That's the one key you got to keep when you head into a playoff race like this, especially being the final one for a champion that we are going to crown tonight. Just got to be consistent. Consistency is key, and I think that could be in a select few drivers that we have been sort of paying attention to early on in this race, Brad.
Oh, for sure. And well, let's go ahead and take a look and see how our 6 drivers are doing in this race so far. Now that we are 20 laps into it, obviously Rule Thane here, sitting in first place, and then we have Sean Kazitstra in 3rd. Behind him, no, Richard Sudduth is not. Levi McCarty in 5th. And then we have Robert Doig, Bomb Dude, and missing.
Seven Crawford.
Oh yeah, Seven Crawford, and missing from the field tonight is Mr. Tommy Delago, taking a DNS, I guess, because he didn't start. So he's going to give up that title win. So it's really 5 drivers tonight that are going to be going for it. But that is your update on the top 6. All in the top 10, so they all have a really good shot at this thing at the end.
Actually, he is not a part of this. I believe he was a part of the trucks. But after trucks ended up, because I believe Tony is in this one. Tony's in the Xfinity and he's in trucks. So he's competing for championships hopes in both. So with him driving up front, driving so hard early on in this race is what really shot him back, and that's one of the guys that we got to keep an eye on. I believe that is everybody. I can go ahead and double check though while you are going.
Yeah, a little confusing the way it was working this
Confusing,
season.
yeah,
Yeah, our first time doing the playoffs this way, and we're trying different things over here, and we'll
Right
manage
now,
it.
it is. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go for it. You're good.
So it's Levi McCarty, Rule Thane, Robert Doig, Sean Kastritza, Tommy Delago, and Tony Wrestler. So 7 was the one that I accidentally named out that was not a part of the 6. He was talking about it. He's like, oh man, I can't believe I did not make it in the 6 after being the points leader for the entire season. So that's what sort of kept me rolling in the mind that he was still a part of this, but he is not. So there you go. There are your guys. Thane, Kastritza, Doig, not Zirkle, Levi, Tony, and Tommy, which you said Tommy did not start, unfortunately, and gave up his position for the final round. So, man, obviously a lot of guys got to be able to do something, and they got to be able to do it very, very quickly.
Yeah, I'm just seeing now here we have a 4-car battle for the second place position now, as the fighting between the 23 and the 46 has pulled in the 95 and the 41. So those are 2 teammates, and they're probably going to be trying to work together to get by those guys. But Trevor might have burned up his tires trying to get around that 46, and man, the 46 is kind of coming on at the end of this run here. But we should start seeing green flag pit stops within the next 5, maybe 10 laps at the most.
Yeah, roughly lap 30, 35 is when you're going to see these guys pulling it on down, as long as they can keep the tires rolling. It's obviously the key point that a lot of us like to hit up here in the booth is knowing when guys are going to come down. As now you see a move between the 95 and 41 of Sheldon Fettig. They're going to battle side by side fairly quickly. So now you see the 41 going to get around him with ease. Now he's got the 23 of Trevor. Trevor's been proven to have a very, very early speed. Now he's slowly starting to drop off just a bit, as the 46 and the 60 slowly starting to pull, as now you also see that 41 getting ready to battle at 23 for a position.
Yeah, that 41 looking very strong at the end of this green flag run. Hasn't lost a spot, hasn't gained a spot, but I mean, consistency is key when you're in the top 5. Him and Richard Suddeth as well. Both just trying to maintain their top 5 positions and be there at the end, I think. But, man, that 41 about to get the 23, I think, as we go into turn 3 and 4. He's got that inside run. Gonna have the 46 to kind of pull the draft off of here and hopefully get the run done by the end of the front straight. As you see, he does clear the 23. So give the 3rd position to the 41 of Sheldon Fettig.
Sheldon Fettig now looking up for the next guy in line, and that's a 46 of Sean Kastritza. Obviously trying to close down the gap. What was a 1.5 second gap now has turned down to a 1 2/10 second of a gap. He's slowly starting to close in. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to before pit stops start cycling through. Guys, though, you're starting to see who's strong on those late runs and who were the ones that burn up their tires very, very early. At this point, I think if you're about, let's say 10th on back, as long as you can make it to the 30, come on down, get some fresh tires. If you can make it to 35, you may be able to eliminate one more pit stop. These guys do have to go 100 laps tonight. So come down twice. As long as you can eliminate 10 laps, I think we could see a potential person trying to go for that strategy. One of those guys that I think could attempt that strategy could either be the 61 of Anthony Zirkle, or, as I say that, they're coming on down pit road right now. Brian Coffin, Anthony Zirkle, both going to come in. But one of those guys that could possibly get it done, I guess now, would be the 18 of Levi. He's one of those guys that likes stretching the field. And, man, this could be our potential winner of the night.
And just a little bit of a pit report, something that we haven't seen probably all season long. Joe Tardif was one of the first ones on pit road tonight on lap 26. He did not do a full pit strategy move tonight, which is pretty amazing. He usually runs that thing dry. So he's obviously thinking of tires tonight over fuel for sure.
Yeah, tires obviously one of the key points that you want at a track like this. You lose about 2-3 tenths, which is a lot of time for somebody to pick up if you're the 18 of Levi, or say you're like the 48 that we were just talking about. If you're those two, you're taking advantage of this tire situation, and you're gonna come down as early as possible, hoping that the other guys follow in suit. I don't know. I think Rule's trying to stretch it out to that 35 if he can. He cuts it down one extra stop.
Yeah, I was going to say, with Levi pulling the undercut there, I figured you would have saw a lot of these guys ducking down the next lap, but no, everybody stayed out. You're going to see the 60 staying out again here. A bold move, because Levi will be making up a ton of time on these guys. So, I mean, you don't want to wait too long on old tires, but I mean, if you're obviously Rule Thane, you're probably not thinking about Levi, who came in 7th place right now, but you know, guys in the top 2, 3, 4, 5, they've got to be wary of that, because yeah, Levi will start making up a lot of time when these guys come down pit road. And here you see the 60 ducking down now.
They ain't thinking bold moves. They're thinking smart moves. This now you see the 41 of Shaw going to be able to get around the 60 of Rule Thane on pit road. Talk about that. Able to come down, perfectly execute it. Let's see if he does receive a black flag. I don't think he will, though. But he was able to get it on down there, muscle up that car, keep it from spinning around. But yeah, 41 now going to lead that pack. And like I said, we say here really quickly, Larry Mack in it, 34 is the lap they just came down. They got to make it to 100. You put this together again, the next time they show to roughly come down would be 68. By then, you come on down, you're all set. You can go to the end of the race. If you're Levi, now you're having to stretch an extra 3-4 laps of fuel just to be able to save it for that last run.
Yeah, and as we see the 46 and the 23 now coming in, Sean had a bit of a bobble coming into the pit road, but he is okay. No harm, no foul, gonna make it in. Hopefully didn't get caught speeding, of course. This track is hard to get onto pit road, but you have to manage that as well. It's part of the game. So that's going to move Seven Crawford into the number 1 position. He is not pit yet. Dom Provite is still out there in 2nd place. And those are your top 2 that have not pit yet. I guess Dom is going to play the strategy of fuel tonight on the JDJ squad. But I'm not sure I like that strategy. You've got to get in there now, because you know it's been 36, almost 37 laps. It's probably time to come get those good years.
Yeah, I think at this point it's sort of time saying, hey, you know what? You got to come down now. You've been stretching it way too long, and I think it's too much to where it's going to sort of upset the car, really start making it more tight, and you're going to find yourself smacking the wall a lot more and a lot often. But as you see, the one guy that's refusing to come on down, 77 of 7 and 39 of Dominic. I don't know. These two are trying to get that 10 laps out of the way very, very early. It could be a possible good run. We'll have to see. But I don't know, man. At this point, you got to find yourself down pit road. That's exactly what the 77 is going to do this time by. Ooh, just about got 23.
Yep.
Knock, knock on the door.
Hey, and welcome to the booth, Fireball Woody. Fireball, looks like you retired from this race. Tell us about your run there for the first 18 laps.
Well, what happened is I was practice. I was flashing and blinking a little bit and everything. And I didn't want to be like Blinky McGee, so I took and changed some settings in iRacing, and then I went back out and in the race I started blinking even more. And actually, I hit the wall a couple little times there by blinking, so I decided to reset my modem and call it a night.
Well, I mean, thanks for joining us anyway. I mean, you put it out there. You and Bob, you know, the two gentlemen on the track for sure. Bob's still out there getting it done. But as we return to the front here, something I will point out, the 18 is ever closer to the 41 and the 60, as it looks like the undercut, as I said there, seems to be proving that it's working tonight, for sure.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Sorry, Byron, I didn't mean to step on you, but go ahead.
You're all
I'm
good.
just listening. Y'all need me to yell out my name.
You got it, Woody.
No worries, man. Yeah, yeah. that 18 was able to get up and get going. He was able to pony up just a bit, but now you start to see he's slowly starting to fall back just a tad. But the one guy there that I didn't think was going to be there is the 0-1 of Brian Kaufman. He is now up there battling for a lead position. He was one of those guys that came down with Anthony Zirkle, which Anthony's all the way back in 9th place. But yeah, Rule coming down just a little bit later, which is okay. Brian came down at lap 30. Levi came down at lap 31. If trends go the way they do, Levi should theoretically start to fall off. As you see that it's happening just a little bit. He's starting to fall off that 60 and 41, but not enough to really warrant anything, any sort of, what would I say, any sort of interest or perk in what I need to do if I need to start paying attention to him. Yeah, I think the 18, with the way he's starting to fall off, he could find himself coming on down pits even earlier, but who knows? Different strategies at tonight could mean different places. Now we see a move to the inside. He's going to look for an inside move on that 41. Going to be able to complete it, hopefully, but that 41 trying to fight on the outside. Guys are going to go side by side for the second place position right now, Brad.
And look who's pulling up right behind them, the 233 of Tony Wrestler. And it looks like, oh, Tony lost a lap there, so he is actually a lap down to these guys. But, man, that's a heck of a battle going on for that second spot. Trevor Zelazny trying to latch onto that 233 and make his way up to that group as well. Holy moly, it's anybody's race at this point, Byron. But, I mean, Rule Thane, even after that pit stop, has still put a nice little second gap on this group. It doesn't seem like anybody's got anything for him just yet, but how many changes do you think Sheldon or Levi or Trevor are going to have to make to get to him tonight?
I don't know. I think if you're Sheldon right now, keep doing what you're doing. You've been able to keep up with this 60, stay within his gap, actually pass him on pit road. Yes, you did fall behind him after, but man, I think this is what he needs to do. He needs to stay consistent. Consistency is key, and that's all I got to say, especially at championship race. 100 laps, got to be able to know when to pull your car down. You got to be consistent to save your tires throughout the run, which is what the 60 and 41 have been able to do. Now you see the 233, Tony getting behind the 41, but look at this. The man in the dark, the shadow, the 23 of Trevor found himself in third place now, trying to catch the 233 and 41. They sneak around them and hopefully go at that leader of the 60 Rule thing.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job of just staying latched onto that 233. And you were right there, Levi starting to lose a ton of time to these guys on. I mean, he probably came 5 laps earlier, but that 5 laps makes a huge difference. But yeah, Tony, he obviously just came in, so he's got the freshest tires. 23 is really working hard on that outside. He doesn't want to be working around the 233 too long, because that's going to burn up those tires, and it's going to allow the 41 to also get away from him, which he also doesn't want. So I'm looking for Trevor here to kind of shake that 233 there, but he did have a little bit of a bobble going through 1 and 2. Do you think the tires are really under that 23 tonight, Byron?
Yeah, I think honestly they're there. He's got to be able to keep doing what he's doing. Obviously, it's working out. He's doing something right, and I think maybe with the car being a little more loose could affect sort of his driving style. Maybe that's why he drove the way he did at the first half, saying, oh, wait, hold up. We need to take a step back here. That's not how my car typically drives. And now he's starting to get a hold of it. And, man, he's chugging along. Now looking to the outside of the 41 of Sheldon Fettig. Now he makes a move to the inside, looking for that. The 41, though, all over him, trying to block him, trying to keep him behind. But, man, I don't know how long he can hold off that 23, because he's coming full steam ahead and he ain't stopping, Brad.
Yeah, for sure. And I'd love to get an update here. I'm going to bring in an expert on the whole situation, because he is in our race control booth tonight. James Woodard, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, we were just wondering what was going on with Tony Wrestler. We noticed he lost a lap there. Can you tell us a little bit what was going on?
Yeah, he missed it. I know he missed his pit stall. I was looking at the replay. He missed his pit stall, had to back up, and it was after Rule had pitted. So, I don't know. He had a little mishap. I think that's what caused him to be a lap behind. Everybody trying to stretch that first fuel run.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's a little bit of a boring race for you in the race control booth. Not much to do tonight, but also kind of great to see these guys go 50 green laps.
Oh yeah, good racing, clean racing. Everybody's giving room. Everybody's being respectful to our playoff drivers. But I tell you, Rule looks pretty. He's ruling the race. Let's just put it that way.
Awesome, James. Well, I will get you back into the race control booth. Thank you for the update on everything tonight. We might hear from you again.
Good job, guys.
All right, and that was James Woodard with a little bit of a race update, especially on Tony, one of our top 6 guys tonight. But Byron, we are on lap 50 now. Let's go ahead and pay some bills here and go to a commercial break. What do you think?
Oh, I think that's a perfect idea. Got to find some way to get that money.
All right, folks, we will keep it on the action here. You'll see all the battles on track, but we will be right back. Alright folks, that was our first set of commercials brought to you by Martin Sports and Wolf Pumps. Make sure you go check out both of those guys on Facebook, especially Wolf Pumps. We want to thank them for sure for being here for 2 seasons. As first season being a title sponsor, this season of course just being there for a lot of support throughout and being a secondary sponsor more or less, but still stepping up for us and being there at the end of the day. So thank you guys for all that you do for us, and we'll continue to show our appreciation by showing your promos. So Byron, 56 laps into this race now. Rule Thane's got some company.
Yeah, Sheldon Fettig now starting to close that gap, and he's closing that gap fast on that 60. Tires starting to come into effect maybe for the 60. Maybe he's starting to realize, hey, pressure's on me. I got to figure out what to do at this point because it is not going the way he thought it would. It's now 41 is Sheldon trying to give him some sort of pressure, trying to apply it, saying, hey, you know what? Make a mistake. I'm right here. I'll take advantage of it. Man, that's exactly what he's trying to do right now.
And I'm just looking at the back of that 60 there, I notice a Topp eSports logo, and that means, you know, if you want to head over, give us a like on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, it'd be much appreciated. Just to show the appreciation for the work we do. And hey, a 3-second view of your time might turn into a minute, might turn into an hour of your time. If you like what we put out there, just give us a like. It does help with our algorithm and stuff. So, you know, if you like what we put out there, we're live 3-4 nights a week over here. So we're gonna try and do more. Gonna try and get more producers in here to handle some more load. Maybe do 2 races at the same time if we have to because we have the platforms to do so. So if you're looking to get your name out there like Beef Jerky Unlimited does here on the hood of that 41, you know, you can be a title sponsor to Topp Esports. Don't be afraid to reach out on Facebook or Twitch. If you're a league and you need broadcasting, as long as it's not the crazy wee hours of the morning, like 3:30 in the morning, we'll be glad to do it. So, but yeah, we're looking at a pretty good battle going on here for first place, Byron.
Yeah, obviously guys going head for head, position, well, not position for position, but they are currently trying to battle for position. Another thing came off my head, man. You talk about that 41 beautiful, beautiful beef jerky flavors he's got there. How about we go ahead and give him a quick shout out? Obviously, beef jerky made from the fresh, top quality meat and is marinated in one of their 38 savory original recipe flavors. All of their beef, chicken, and pork can also be purchased for wholesale in 1 pound bulk. You guys go ahead and head on over to beefjerkyunlimited.com, and I'll tell you what, just because you're here, I'll be very, very generous. If you want to use code WOLFPACK, that's in all capitals, WULFFPACK, we'll give you 15% off on your purchase. And I'll tell you what, you do it? You want some more? You can just put it in again. It's a constant reusable code, perfect for Christmas time, maybe late gifts that you haven't realized that you want to get for your children, maybe your aunts, cousins, grandmas, grandpas, fathers, moms. It's perfect for anybody. And I'll tell you what, if you have not tried their nitro flavor, it's spicy, really, really spicy, but I love all their flavors they got there. But yeah, Shell and Fett, they currently trying to battle between that 60-year rule thing, and it's not being able to close the gap now that we've started to talk about the two.
Yeah, and you know, beef jerky goes together kind of like My Pillow does. Everybody should have one in their home. But yeah, big battle here. I don't expect the 41 to put a whole lot of pressure on the 60. I think they're just trying to get farther away from that group behind them. They are teammates in this, and obviously they'd like to see one or the other win the race or the championship. But looking a little bit farther back here, 3 seconds back, in fact, and you're going to find Trevor Zelazny in the 23 and Sean Kazistra in the 46, battling it out for third place still. And not too far behind them is Levi McCarty, who's been able to maintain a top 5 with those tires.
Yeah, now down a little over 4.5 seconds is the 18 of Levi, trying to track down the 60 of Rule and the 41 of Sheldon, but I think those two are going to link up and take off. But when we talk about the 18 of Levi, man, week in, week out, he always seems like one of those guys that we're like, okay, we hop in here, and I'm sure you can agree with me on this. We hop in and we're like, okay, who's going to be able to compete with Levi this week? Who's going to be the guy that's going to be able to outrun him? And lately, it hasn't really been that. It's sort of been, okay, who's going to be able to go in and take out Rule Thane and be able to move on and hopefully contend for a win? It's always between the 18 or the 60. Those two are always seem to be the fastest ones on the track. And then we get glimpses every now and again of the 23 of Trevor, like, okay, he's been dominant for the past 2-3 weeks. Let's see what he can do this week. And all these guys now within that top 5 sort of pushing their way towards wanting that lead. I don't know, man. I don't think anybody wants this win more than the 18 of Levi, hoping that he can find himself go back-to-back in the Truck Series, but definitely try to find himself getting his first Xfinity Series championship, as now he's pulling on down pit road. He's going to take a pit stop really quickly.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead. We kind of figured this was coming. We're on lap 64, going 65 now. He was the first one to pretty well, not the first one, but first out of the group top 5 that came down last time around. So obviously he was going to have to be the first one to pit this time. So expect the leaders in about 5-6 more laps. But he's going to need something miraculous if he wants to win this race tonight. Maybe short pitting will get it done for him. I don't know. It did work for him last time out. He was able to gain about 3-4 positions doing it like that. So I don't think all is lost, but he's trying something different, which I like. It's something that maybe other people should start trying here as we're getting later into the race.
Nah, man. Keep going with what you're going. If you get to lap 70 here, pull it on down pit road, you're good for the rest of the race. That's it right there. You don't need to stop one more time, unlike the 18 of Levi, potentially finding himself having to come down maybe one more time, which is something you don't want to see if you are the 18, saying, hey, okay, wow, I am really short on fuel. I need to do something. I need to act on it. And besides being the 60 and 41, these two last time have both driven away from the 18. And who was the other one? I believe it was the 46. 18 and 46. They were both able to drive away from those two last time. I think they repeat it again, as now you see they both come on down pit road once again. They're going to find themselves a side-by-side battle down pit road. While the 46 of Sean Kastritza is going to claim the lead.
Yeah, they're coming in a little bit earlier than I figured. We're only lap 68. Levi came in on lap 65, so instead of a 6-lap gap, this time it's a 3-lap gap. I think they realized that undercut was pretty powerful, seeing Levi gain all those positions, so they don't want to lose that much time, as now we see a lot more coming here. Sean Kazistra's coming. That's going to hand over the lead to Trevor Zelazny and Dominic Previte. Ruel Thane is in. Sheldon Fettig. Richard Suddeth is in. Robert Doig is in. Brian Kaufman is in the pits coming out. Seven Crawford is in there. And Tony Ressler as well. And I see Anthony Zirkle. I think he's about... No, he pit on lap 67, so he's already in and out. So Trevor Zelazny and Dominic Previte, last two. Trevor, is that a surprise to you that he did not come down?
Yeah, that was kind of interesting, but I think he's going to play his own way tonight. He's going to try something different in this last half, but guess what? 18-0 Levi, you're talking about it, moves up to the third place position right in front of the 60 of Ruel Thane and the 41 of Sheldon Fettig. So that gap that they were looking at, that gap they were trying to create, is now sort of dissipated, and they're the one having to chase down the 18 now. I don't know. It's just solely dependent on whether or not the 18 has the fuel, or if he has to save. If he has to save, 60-41 going to get right around him with no problems. Then again, tires could be another effect that we may see later on in this last run.
Well, and to put that into perspective, Byron, on how much tires actually matter here, and how much 3 laps mattered that Levi came in. Pit lap times, so the time they were on and off of pit road altogether, Levi McCarty 45.07, and you'd think maybe Ruel Thane and Sheldon Fettig were maybe a second behind that. No. Ruel Thane 45.08 and Sheldon Fettig 45.75, so they all were about the same pit lap times, but the tires and the 3 laps, you just see like the momentum that Levi gets with those brand new tires on there.
Well, also put this in perspective. Right now, Levi's running 31.7s. Last time by for Trevor when he was on track, a 32.9. So that's almost a second and a half that they're gaining just by these guys staying out. So Levi was able to gain almost 5/10 just on the fact that Ruel and Sheldon refused to go on down pit road. Who knows? We could be looking at our winner right now. 18 could be our potential guy. I don't know, though. I think, obviously, a late race caution could change the entire perspective of how everybody's been running tonight. Or that also changes, actually, for the 39, Dominic Previte, who's someone who's still refusing to come on down pit road, which is kind of interesting to see, considering we're this late in the race. I don't think you would be trying to do that unless you're looking for right-side tires, which even then you would still lose your lead to Levi. I don't know what he's doing at this point. I think he needs to pull it on down pit road. He's sort of losing all his time, unless if he is looking for that caution. I don't think that's happening with how spread out everybody is tonight.
Really cool scheme, I will say, though, on that 39 car, now that we're on it. The Haviland Joker scheme, I know that's from the 90s. I believe the Batman era cars, like the Bill Elliott 94. It's just a really cool kind of retro look to that car. But as you see, as we'll cycle around here, Levi still got about a second lead here on Ruel Thane, and Ruel Thane's got almost a second on Sheldon Fettig. I don't know, this late in the race, 25 to go, Levi kind of gambling on, maybe his tires working better on the long run than Ruel Thane, because I mean Ruel has just been the class of his own tonight, to be really.
Yeah. It's a good question. I don't know. I think Ruel is just sort of focusing on what Ruel can do and not what everybody else can, because now he's closed down the gap down to 9/10, so it's starting to close. It's starting to go into this factor. Tires are starting to wear just a little bit for Levi. That's allowing Ruel to keep his consistency here soon. Gonna have that draft. Now down the 7/10. You see 39 and Dominic Previ gonna pull it on down pit road. We are now looking at the battle for the championship, Xfinity Championship, right here on Top Esports between the 60 and the 18. These guys, two competitive drivers that we have seen just less than 24 that go in the race.
Yeah, for sure. And you can see we're going to be on board the 60 here as he chases down the 18, getting closer and closer, cutting that lead into a second here. As we go down, we're under half a second now. 4/10 as we cross the line there. Yeah, he's coming as you see them pass Dom Previte. Going to put him a lap down. Pretty well ending any chance he has tonight, but wasn't in the top 6. So these two they're going to battle it out. We're going to see Rural Thane probably run up on Levi's bumper. If not, this 2 corners, probably turn 1, turn 2 next lap.
Yeah, Rule obviously full steam ahead, but what could that mean for his tires? If he's pushing it too much, do we see him maybe burn up his tires and that allows Levi to drive away once he catches him? Or are we starting to see Levi have an effect in his tires? Is he now trying to overdrive the corners, trying to keep that 60 behind him? As now you see, here he is to the bumper. 60 Rule Thane, one of the toughest guys we have seen all afternoon. Well, I guess not afternoon, evening. You see now the 60 making a dive to the inside over the 18. Gonna try to get past him. I don't know if he's gonna be able to complete it this corner, but they are gonna go side by side. Here we go through the tri-oval. 1860 still going side by side, but the one guy that wants to see this happen, 41 of Sheldon Fettig now trying to close the gap between these two.
Yeah, that's really gonna help pull him in. Because Levi's gonna put up a fight here for sure. Don't think that this is over just because the 60 got past him. If we know anything about that 18 all season long, he's been right there numerous times at the end, even with worse tires than the others. And he knows how to get it done. He knows how to get that top spot, so don't count him out. But Rural Thane has been able to gap Levi now by just a little bit, 0.2 of a second. That's pulling Sheldon Fettig into the 18 right now. And he's only about 0.2 off of Levi now as we roll on to lap number 80. Coming to lap 81 this time around, under 20 to go in the Graham Construction Xfinity Series. And yeah, check it. You know, we haven't done too much plugging about Graham Construction tonight, but I mean, they don't have a website, but you can definitely go talk to Kerry Moore, one of our drivers. You've seen him throughout the year. Facebook him. They service all of Tennessee area. So if you're in the Tennessee area, give them a Facebook message. Show them some love. They showed this whole league love as we see the 18 bounce off the wall, Byron.
Yeah, Levi now going to bounce off the wall, and it's going to back him up a ton as
Yellow's
we got a
out.
caution out. Man, I was just about to mention on about Kerry. If you guys want to contact him over the phone, make sure to call 901-301-8268 and ask for Kerry Moore. He'll go ahead and get you hooked up with him. But yeah, serving Middle and West Tennessee. But man, what happened?
They're still wrecking, Byron. 39 got backed up. Bobby Narberg was trying to avoid the 39, and so was the 77. They got into it. Oh my, that was a bit of a mayhem there. We're gonna go take a look back, but Dom Previte was the original one that I saw involved, backed up into the wall. As we see, Tony Wrestler actually got into the backstretch wall, got into Dominic Previte. They go spinning down the backstretch into turn 3, and Dom gets into Robert Doig as he hits the wall. Nowhere for Bomb Dude to go, and then Bobby Narberg trying to miss the wreck, and so is Seven Crawford, and oh geez, just mayhem down in turn number 3 and 4. But Byron, our first caution of the evening, and it comes with, well, about 15 to go tonight.
Yeah, that couldn't have come in a worse situation, especially for the 60 Rule Thane. They're going to come on down, get their fresh Eagle Fuel Goods and 2 cans of Sunoco Fuel. Well, maybe not even a can of, maybe just a can of Sunoco Fuel, trying to fill that thing up, trying to hope that they are good to go in this last 15 lap shootout. I don't know. At this point, I think it's anybody's game. As you now see our race off pit road. It's going to be between the 41-18.
60, 41, 18, 01 were the top. And then Richard Sudduth, Trevor Zelazny, Robert Doig. Joe Tardif still sitting in the pits.
Let's see, man. I would love to pull somebody up here and sort of see what was going through their head, especially after that issue.
Well, we do have... Sure, we can pull actually Dominic down here.
We certainly can. Give me 1 second. I can pull on Dominic.
Sure. Let's get Dominic.
Let's go bother someone.
Well, I
We
mean,
haven't done this in a
he's
long
not
time.
one of the top 6 drivers. Like, let's get him in here. Let's not bother his or one of the top 6 guys with the finish. But yeah, we'll get him in.
Hey, Dominic, it's Brad and Byron. We've come to bother you after obviously not bothering a lot of drivers lately. What happened there?
The 233 car looks like they just got tight off of turn 2 there and bounced off the wall, and I was inside of him coming off trying to stay off of him, and collateral damage.
Man, very, very unfortunate to see. Obviously, you had an excellent run going on tonight. Finding yourself, this was one thing I had to ask though, staying out a little bit longer than the entire field. What was sort of your plan on walking in? Obviously, we saw you were going 20 extra laps than everybody else.
Just trying to run it dry, or run as long as I could, and hope and pray maybe a caution came out and forced them to take an extra set of tires where I didn't have to and whatnot, but I ended up getting caught up in it. You know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, it is what it is.
There you go. Man, Brad, you got anything to add on to that one?
I actually had one thing. Your car tonight, what is that paint scheme based off of? I felt like that was like a 90s McDonald's, you know,
This
like
is-
the Batman
so this
thing.
was so this was a car that was driven by Kenny Irwin Jr. It was the 28 Texaco Haviland Joker themed car that I believe Robert Yates Racing ran this one, and a 88 Batman themed one with Dale Jarrett in the Winston or the Coke 600 or something like that back in '98.
Oh, that's cool, man. Well, unfortunately, I mean, you got involved in that, but I mean, obviously we're in a top 6 driver, more of a fun race for you tonight, but you think you're going to be able to get back out there and kind of show the top 10, top 6 guys what's up tonight, or is your race pretty well, you know, done being a lap down now?
With the damage and being a lap down, it might be done for, but you never know. We're going to give it a run for this last 15, 16 laps and hope and pray maybe we get some more calamity and pick a few more spots and repair this thing up a little bit more.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck. We'll send you back, and yeah, hopefully you can get back into the top 10, top 5 tonight.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yep. Alrighty, we are doubled back up 2 by 2. Sheldon Fettig, Ruel Thane are your top 2 right now. Ruel Thane's got that inside line. Levi McCarty right behind him, working those tires in the 01 Brian Kaufman. We haven't talked a whole lot about that car tonight, only because he's been so darn consistent. The 23 in the 5th spot, and then you have the 89 of Robert Doig, probably taking a faster pair on that last pit stop because he got involved in that one. But yeah, it's going to be a fun ride to the end, Byron. Why don't you take us to the green?
Yeah, anybody's game at this point. Obviously, between 60, 18. The 233 can even muscle back if he can get an extra caution. Anybody's game. But we are green flag racing at Vegas. Everybody's rolling their dice, putting in their chips. Now the chance to do it, as now we are entering quarter 1. 60 Ruel Thane still out in the lead.
Yeah, 60's got a great run out front. The 18 trying to get under the 41 for second place right now. 23 under the 01. But the 41 is able to power around that 18 so well on the outside. And he's going to get a great run up to the 60 because of it. But, man, Levi coming back hard in 3rd place now. Almost with a free pit stop after being off sequence with these guys. But it only matters about really who wins tonight. Everybody wants to be the champion. We have about 3 of our top 6 drivers in the championship in the top 5 right now. They're in the top 3 actually, and they're all hungry. They're all ready to go. And you see Robert Doig almost coming into the mix here, trying to get into the top 5 as well.
Yeah, Robert Doig, another one of those playoff contenders, also known as Bomb Dude. He's trying to get in. trying to be able to create a win for him, which would be absolutely astonishing if he is able to get that one done tonight. But yeah, 60-41 still going at it, as now you see a battle happening for the third place position between the 18 of Levi and the 01 of Brian Kaufman. One of those guys, we weren't talking about it, but guess what? We're talking about him now. Moved up to third place of 10 positions already in this race, and he's looking for more.
Man, if he's not shooting for the win tonight, he's definitely shooting for that Fairfield Hard Charger Award. As they come out of turn 4, back onto the front stretch, he's getting a great run on the 41 and the 60. Byron, 11 laps to go. Do you think the 01 can get it done? He's getting a fantastic run on that 41 car going to turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the 41 may have backed up just a bit, said, hey, you know what? Back off my teammate for a second. I need to be able to catch my breath. He needs to be able to catch his breath. And now the 01 of Brian trying to look for a way around him. Maybe he's just looking to work with him. I don't know, man. But that 18 of Levi now starting to fall off even more. As now you see a battle between him and the 23 of Trevor Zalesny alongside the 89 of Robert Doig. They're all trying to get in between that 18 and that 01, but nobody's budging right now. Everybody's still staying in their positions.
And the 61 of Anthony Zirkle, after hanging out outside the top 10 pretty well all night, finds himself up into 7th place, battling with the big boys, trying to get himself a win tonight. He's not in the championship 6, but he wants that win just as bad. As you see on board there, looking sharp. Man, I know the family's out there on the Twitch and everything, so hey, you know, we wanted to give him a little bit of airtime just for Anthony on the hood and show you guys what it's like to ride on board with your dad or with your family there.
Yeah, obviously one of those guys that we love to talk about every week. That 61, it's always fun to see what he does week in, week out. Now finding himself contending for a 5th place position finish. That's one way to end the season if he can pull that off. But moving back up to the 41, he has some company on that outside lane. The 01 of Brian Kaufman. They're going to go side by side through 1 and 2. He could be the upset of the night. We could see a non-playoff driver taking a win after being almost back 5th, 6th place the entire night.
Yep, the 01 just took the spot away from the 41, and you see a little farther back, Bomb Dude trying to get under the 23, trying to take that position away, trying to get the Beef Jerky boys all in line for a top 3. But Rule Thane still controlling this field. I don't know for how much longer. It's lap 93 now. 7 to go. The 01 is very hungry. He wants this win. He wants to take it away from one of these top 6 guys that are fighting for the championship. But does he want to be that guy that takes a win away from the championship 6? I think he does. He wants to get in this booth with us, Byron. I think that's why he's doing so well at the end of this race.
You always want to be that guy that takes it away, saying, hey, you know what? You may have been fast all season, but I was fast tonight. See you later is what he wants to say. He wants to be able to check out. But last time by, Brian was faster than Rule. But this time by, Rule was actually faster than Brian by 1/10 of a second. Brian maybe used up his tires a little bit too early. Maybe just finding himself in too much of the dirty air. I don't know, man, but guys are starting to get wiggly here in the back, fighting for the 4th place position. 23-18 going to go side by side through 3 and 4.
Yeah, and you know, the 60s had nothing but pretty well clean air all race long. He hasn't had much dirty air to contend with like these other guys, and I'm sure his tires haven't suffered because of that. But you're seeing still huge battles going on. The 61 now getting under Robert Doig and taking the 6th place away from him. And he's looking to get a big run down the backstretch, but look at Robert Doig coming back on the inside. But we got to take it back up to the front because we only have 4 laps to go, and this battle is just so good. We know it's going to heat up here in the next few laps. It has to. There's only 4 to go, Byron.
Yeah, the one of Brian Kaufman's got to be able to click something. He's got to be able to click it fast. Last time by, Rule Thane ran a 31.4. And guess what? Brian ran a 31.4 too. So now they're starting to even out here. Guys aren't really being able to budge, ain't be able to make many moves. But here comes the 01 on the bumper, trying to get to the bumper of the 60 now through the corners. I think that's sort of where he struggles, is mid-corner, entry corner. But man, he gets him on the outside. Here we go to the bumper. 01 of Brian Kaufman looking for a move on the outside.
Oh man, he is looking for that lead. You could see him getting the runs that he wanted. He was searching for a little bit of a different line, trying to get some air into the front nose of that car. and he was able to get momentum on the back of that 60, and he's going shooting for the inside now, and we have a wreck in the back.
Ooh,
Yellow.
Coffin's out in the lead.
Yellow's not out yet. Yeah, green flag is still out. There is no yellow.
Brian.
The 0-1. Yellow flag is out now.
Brian Coffin gonna steal the lead out of that yellow flag, and the 60-year Wolf thing is gonna fall back to second place. What do you do now? Do you have an extra set in the bag that you can use up?
Oh man, I don't know, but we were talking about how great he was just doing and what a finish he was gonna get. 61 with a ton of damage. I'm just seeing that now. We got to take a look. We got to go back and see what really happened. I mean, we caught a bit of that one with the camera, but we got to go back and show these viewers. On board with Robert Doig here. Let's take a look on his nose cam here. Actually,
Looks
that's
like 46 and 61 were into it a little, and
Yep.
just 61 moved up, slapped the wall again.
Yep. I think
Just
this
like
would be.
What was it, the 41 that did it? 39? No, 233.
Yep, this might be better served from the 61's point of view here, as we'll just back it up and take another look.
Maybe better in the 46.
Woo! Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just
Well-
slapped the wall, came in hot and heavy.
We'll take that back one more time, and we're gonna try and get on board there with the 46. Yep, 61 to the wall, 46, and it's just almost like dominoes, they all fall. But gonna be the end of a lot of drivers' nights tonight for sure. A lot of drivers that had great runs. Some guys opting to pit right now. Levi McCarty has pit. Joe Tardif has pit. Seven Crawford, who was not involved, is pit. Dominic Previte, we were talking to him, has now moved himself back into a top 10 and on the lead lap again, Byron.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting coming down to this. Obviously, we got a lot of guys that we didn't think we were going to see up here, but who knows? Maybe we have time to go ahead, head on the rest of our sponsors.
Oh, I think we do. Of course, we have, Graham Construction, we have beefjerkyunlimited.com. Obviously, go get your beef jerky there. Martin Sports. I'm sure you know a little bit more about the Martin Sports side of things than I do. You've been a little bit more involved with Scott, Byron, but I do know that they're a great apparel company, Great Lakes Apparel. Get your gloves, jerseys, everything's customized, made to order basically. Just hit up Scott Martin Sports. Great guy to deal with. He's been fantastic to have on board. Wolf Pumps on Facebook as well. Go to Wolf Pumps for your dry sun pumps. If you're a racer, you know what that is. Not gonna explain dry sun pumps under caution here, but Wolf Pumps on Facebook, WULFF, 2 F's, just like Topp eSports has 2 P's. And also, we want to thank Fairfield Motorsports. You can check them out, the Fairfield Auto Group as well, over on Facebook. Check out Peaches Gentlemen's Club for those 21 and up. They're in Valdosta, Georgia, 4141 Bemis Road. $5 cover. They're open Thursday to Monday, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. And also on Thursdays, 2-for-1 tequila sunrises and margaritas. So, I mean, you get an excellent value after a Topp eSports race. And, I mean, you'll get top-notch entertainment. And we'd also like to thank the 4141 Lit Show podcast that airs every Tuesday on YouTube for just throwing us out there a whole bunch through the season, helping us get some more viewers that way. Anybody I'm missing, Byron?
I don't know. I think he just about hit everybody, obviously, besides the Woodards being able to put on this league. Obviously puts on such a huge entertainment for everybody here, especially us being allowed to call races like this. I mean, I can't thank them enough for being able to take this opportunity with us, but they're double filing up and we're getting ready to go green, hopefully one last time.
Yeah, we should, the 2 Woodards, James and his dad, Fireball Woody, definitely have made this thing what it is today. I mean, I'm a third part of it, but I'm a small part of it. I do my best for it, but those two, man, without meeting the Woodards, I don't think we'd be here today. I think, well, the vision of all three of us have got us here, but man, without the Woodards, it just wouldn't be what it is. Fireball is just awesome to have up here in the booth all the time. It's just a pleasure. Can't wait to call the race with him tomorrow night. It's going to be awesome. But Byron, we've got a job to do here. Yeah, no problem, Woody. We are going to have a green-white checkered 01, 60, 41, 95. Who's it going to be? Pace car is about to duck off here, and we are about to go green, Byron. And you know what? We have Fireball in the booth. Take us to green, Fireball. Considering might be the last one we have.
Alrighty, well, the pace car's getting ready. Well, dropping in now as we getting ready to go green, and the most famous words in racing is "Good boogly woogly, boys, let's go racing." Go ahead and take it, Brad.
01 in the 60, hard into turn number 1 and 2. The 01 is going to get the spot. 60 has to tuck in behind. 41 in the 18, fighting over third place, but right now it is all the 01 and the 60 going down into turn 3 and 4. Going to take the white flag this time around.
Yeah, the 01, 60, those two have been battling side by side the entire race. Here we come. White flag is waving one more time around the track, and we crown an Xfinity Series champion. 01 Brian Kaufman looking to take the win, while the 60 is looking to take the series championship. Don't look now. 18 of Levi slowly trying to creep in. Expect him to do anything he can in this last corner. Let's see. Nope, not going to dive it in. He's going to stay up high. We'll have to see. Can he stay in the gas long enough?
Yeah,
not going to be able to. He had to let off. 18 going to fall back, but the 01 of Brian Kaufman all in the light. Going to be your winner, with the 60 a Rule Thane being your championship winner.
Wow.
How about that? What a way to roll the dice.
What a finish. Man, Rule Thane gets it done. Looking at your 2021 Graham Construction Xfinity Series champion in that number 60. Man, hats off to Rule Thane. What a season he put on. Really turned it on probably midway through to the end there, and just he's dominated a lot of races, and man, what a pleasure just calling this one with you guys, and this was just an awesome race, Byron.
Of course, yeah, obviously something we don't typically get to see every night. Championships are always the best nights, but he's going to go burn them down right now. And
hey, Brian, are you in Discord anywhere?
Those two doing everything they can, tried everything they could tonight, and man, it worked out in both of their favors, being able to snag the win. How about that? Obviously, no better way to finish it than what we just saw.
Yeah, for sure. And while he's doing some burnouts there, we are going to go ahead into the Discord here. And Byron, you're going to take our third place finisher, because Levi, he had a heck of a finish there.
Yeah, Levi, man, it's Byron. Brad up in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you.
Man, one heck of a race. Obviously, at the end, you tried gambling everything you could to steal it. Steal the championship from the 60 Rule Thane. Not able to, just missed it by a hair. Walk us through that last half of the race.
I was junked the entire race. I hit the wall in my qualifying lap and just put myself in a huge hole. Man, that last caution, I came down and got tires. That was my only chance, and got a good jump, fired off good on the restart, and I was able to make up some serious time in 1 and 2. That's how it was all night for me. And then 3 and 4, I ran the middle, and it just didn't feel good. So I tried to run in the top line in the last corner, and I needed to be in the middle. So tough race, tough to justify putting yourself that deep in the pack and expecting to have a chance at it. But man, I had some fun races with Rule this year, and he earned it tonight, and he had that low line hooked up and saving tires, so congrats to him.
Well, man, obviously congrats to you. The entire season you had, just being able to go through this, obviously being able to watch you race against you at certain points, it was fun, man. But obviously walking in, you were the Truck Series champion. You're looking to make it the Xfinity Series champion. Weren't able to, but you still have tomorrow night. Yeah, obviously you got to. Are you gonna switch up your strategy and hopefully be able to snag that one and go back to back for trucks?
Yeah, we'll see. I feel decent about tomorrow night. I just gotta use what I learned tonight and put it towards that and see what I can do. But again, congrats to Rule. He's a great guy. Just a great racer. I've learned a lot from him this season. So to be able to see him win is pretty awesome.
Of course, man. Before we let you go, though, you got anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, as always, Fairfield Motorsports, Fairfield Auto Group. Those guys are the best. Fletcher's been doing paints for me all year. Whatever car I want to run, he's been cranking up paint for me. So I thank him for that. It's very generous of him to do.
Well, and there you go, y'all. The 18 of Levi just finding himself a tad bit short, but man, walking away with the top 3.
And now we are actually going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to pull in the number 60 of Rule Thane, but because he's in here and because he's one of the best owners ever, James, you're going to take Rule Thane, our Xfinity champion. Oh, gotcha. Can you hear me, Byron? All of a sudden I have no audio for some reason. 1 second. Really weird.
I think Brad's got some technical difficulties.
Hold on, I'm just gonna. Hey, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, no, restart that because for some reason as soon as James came on, everything just cut. So yeah, restart that interview because we got to hear from our champ for sure.
Go ahead and interview him. I'll bounce out.
All right, Woody, you're in here. Go ahead, man.
Oh, rule. You ruled it, baby.
Yeah, I had a good run there in the beginning, and I didn't care for those last cautions there. It scared me a little bit. What a difficult call. I didn't know whether to come in or not, and then as soon as I stayed out, I was like, oh, we're done for the night. But luckily, held on just enough those 2 laps, man. It was crazy, but it was awesome. It was so much fun tonight.
Yeah, I thought that last caution, but I noticed that Brian made that move right before the caution got out and got in front of you there. Then the caution came out, and I said, "On it!" I was pulling for you to win tonight. But hey, congratulations on the championship. Congratulations on the second place finish. And I tell you what, Beef Jerky Unlimited has got some heck of a drivers out there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate Tommy and all he does for us. He had to go to Aruba, you know. He skipped out of town, or he'd have been tough to beat tonight. And Beef Jerky Unlimited, and you know, Levi, my goodness, what a driver. He was going to come up there and get it. I just like, oh boy, give Levi another championship here. What a driver. And I don't know where Brian come from. I mean, goodness, he come up flying through there. So bunch of good drivers, a good season, a lot of fun. I want to appreciate all you guys and all you've done broadcasting. Man, it's been a trip.
Hey, most definitely is. Hey, we enjoyed watching y'all race and everything. Exciting to see y'all run tomorrow night in the Truck Series, so it's going to be another good race there for sure. And we do miss Tommy D. You know, he's got to take a little R&R every now and then after getting over that sickness he had. So just wish him the best and hope he has fun out there. So anyone else you want to give a shout out to or anything, bud?
Yeah, I've had Graham Construction on my car, Topp eSports, you know, and Tropicalia. That's some good beer. They don't pay me nothing, but I sure like the beer.
Hey, I can understand that. And hey, one more time from all three of us, all the admins in the Topp eSports, congratulations on the 2021 Xfinity Championship.
Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, Brad, take that winner.
Yeah, and that was your champion, Rule Thane, and we're going to go ahead and talk to one happy guy right now, I bet. The 01 Brian Kaufman. Brian, man, you won race 17. Were you expecting to get into the victory lane tonight?
I wasn't real sure early on, but it seems I had a better car on a longer run. But it is a track that I like, and I don't know, maybe I drive a better line than some people, and they could have been being a little conservative too, I don't know, but I think that was my first win, so it's happy to be there.
Yeah, I mean, between probably the 60 and the 41, it was kind of a heads or tails kind of race until you showed up there at the end. Great showing there. You pulled it off at the end of the season. Obviously, you weren't in that top 6, but were you happy to get a win regardless at the end of the season?
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you get a win, it's good.
And do you have shout-outs for tonight?
I'll shout out to my wife for putting up with my racing habits. And thanks to all the guys that put this together. I've been in a lot of leagues. I've run some leagues, so I know what it takes. So, we always appreciate those guys for doing what they do.
Perfect. Well, thank you, and we definitely hope to have you next season as well as we kind of continue our journey with Topp eSports. But yeah, that is your winner tonight, Brian Kaufman. Great job tonight, Brian. But yeah, Byron, Woody, both of you. Lasting thoughts on the Graham Construction Xfinity Series season as we tie this one up.
Well, it's been one heck of a season. I enjoyed the far out of it, racing, and did the best I could at the beginning of the season, and got that new wheel in the middle of the season. I got better and better, so I enjoy all the guys. I can't wait till next season when we all get back here together again and have some good old Topp eSports racing coming.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, it was a good season all in all. It was fun being up here. Obviously, making the switch over to the trucks later on, I've sort of got an appreciation for everybody and how much they've truly put into this series, how much dedication they've committed to this. It's excellent, man. I love seeing it.
Yep, for sure. I'm happy that the season went as well as it did for everybody, and obviously went really well for Rule, and just hope that the sponsor for the league was happy with everything, and so shout out to Carrie Moore, and obviously shout out to all of our admin team over at Topp eSports. Shouting out Levi McCarty, who does our driver development, recruitment, which he does an awesome job at, for sure. Kind of keeps the floodgates from getting too full at times when it definitely can. And also Brandon Ward and Seven Crawford for doing the social media and Discord part of it. Just everybody in general in this league that's been there from the start. Dom Previte, Joe Tardif for having their ideas, Dom more of the race control, James, Woody, just everybody, man. I can't thank y'all enough for getting us to this point. And but yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I'm a small part of the whole the encompassing thing.
Part, man. If it wasn't for you on the production part, a few of us would be very, very lost. So thank you again for all the production work you do.
Hey, we just want to put on a good show for everybody, and I hope that's after 2 seasons, we're just improving, because that's the goal. So, but but from all of us here, you can catch us tomorrow night, of course, same time. Gonna go live a little bit earlier, show you guys some practice laps. So probably go live around 8:35 Eastern time, and then we'll do our regular show starting at 8:45. Gonna be the last race, so it's gonna be a fun one for the Beef Jerky Unlimited.com Truck Series. Catch me and Fireball up here, back at Las Vegas, 90 laps. But from all of us, all the admin team, Byron, Woody, myself, we're out of here for the night. It doesn't take a Vols fan. Good night, everybody.